Our commitment to the business community then, and I know that the past year has been a challenging one for many of you, and it may have meant that you've looked very closely at your business and made very hard decisions, as has the government. We've shown that time after time we do want to support and understand business, and it's our job to continue to build an economic environment that invites investment, fosters business activity and confidence, and most particularly creates jobs. We will do all we can to build our competitiveness and your confidence to do business. And with a new focus, both from the Deputy Premier, Lara Giddings, in economic development, the Treasurer in industry, Parliamentary Secretaries in Scott Bacon and Rebecca White representing small business, and myself in driving productivity through innovation, science and technology. We have a multi-pronged approach to how we want to see productivity gains in the Tasmanian economy. And this budget sets out a pathway for us to deliver on those things. I'm also very proud that this budget comes from a strong collaborative approach with the Tasmanian Greens. It does signal a new era in politics, one which the Tasmanian people have clearly shown that they expect us to get on and make work. And I accept that there are many in the community who will be sitting back and wondering if it will. But can I point just in recent weeks, in fact in the short 6 to 8 weeks that this government has since been sworn in, that in terms of big challenging issues such as our post-year 10 reforms, we have reached arrangements where we have protected the gains made for students and therefore for business, but also resolved the issues that confronted teachers through those reforms. In energy, we've come to a compromised position that will see more regulation in our energy market, therefore less volatility in it, and ensuring that our energy entities are delivering in the most effective and efficient way for Tasmanians. And we've done that through collaborative and cooperative politics. And it is very true to say that when you look at this budget, it does have a green tinge to it, and we are not ashamed, in fact we are proud to say that, because it is a budget that is more broad than just a Labor budget. It does deliver on a range of sustainability measures as well. To me, that's what this budget is about, setting out our values, meeting immediate challenges, but doing so in such a way that prepares Tasmania for a very bright future. You can have confidence in that future, and like you, I'm looking forward to hearing from the Treasurer, Michael Aird, in a little while on some of the detail in the budget today. Thanks again to the TCCI.
Well, ladies and gentlemen, it's now my pleasure to introduce to you Nick Connor. Nick is known by many people in the state, being a local lad and, may I say, done well, and now the State Manager of Australia Post, and as Martin Rees said, our major sponsor this morning. So I'll hand you over to Nick, who'll just say a few words, and then we'll introduce the Treasurer.
Thank you, Robert, and good morning, ladies and gentlemen and distinguished guests. Australia Post is very grateful to the TCCI for the opportunity to support this important budget breakfast function each year, particularly in a year when our organisation is embarking on a new strategic direction. At last year's breakfast, I highlighted the challenges facing Australia Post in the year ahead, with declining mail volumes, increasing distribution points, and the pending retirement of our long-serving Managing Director, Mr. Graham John. I can, however, report that Tasmania is now the leading state in Australia on revenue growth within Australia Post, something that our Tasmanian staff should be very proud of. Under Graham John's leadership, Australia Post was transformed from a break-even commission in 1989 to a relevant, strong and consistently profitable business. The appointment of Ahmed Faher as the new Managing Director and CEO of Australia Post in February coincides with new challenges and a refocus upon the direction of the organisation. Under Ahmed's leadership, the business has already undergone significant transformation. Today, I'll share with you some of his vision for a new Australia Post, which will be guided by a business restructuring program called Future Ready. Future Ready is a 5-year program which will implement a new structure for Australia Post, allowing it to become a sustainable organisation in the face of declining mail volumes. The restructure is designed to focus our business on, firstly, replacing the declining revenue from letters with business-to-consumer parcel deliveries. With a strong customer delivery network already in place, Australia Post is well positioned to capitalise on the continued growth of e-commerce and online retail. The other most significant focus of this restructure is e-business. The formation of a new strategic business unit called e-Services recognises the growth opportunities available in areas such as secure, identity-verified digital communications and e-commerce initiatives that will complement and even mirror our physical networks. In the words of Ahmed, everything we do physically should be replicated and delivered online. Now, this is a significant shift in the strategy of Australia Post. Traditionally, Australia Post has ignored electronic substitution and vigorously defended physical distribution. The emergence of new products in e-services will be accelerated, and like email did for us, will change the way Australia Post interacts, maintains relevance, and continues to deliver to the Australian community. Examples include virtual post boxes with physical mail converted to digital images and electronically lodged or even delivered to handheld devices. The new direction of Australia Post is driven by changing consumer and demographic drivers, the emergence of new technology, and the need to continually invest in ageing infrastructure. This leads me nicely to the business of today. Michael Aird was first elected to the Tasmanian Parliament in 1979, and in the 30-odd years since has experienced the highs and lows of political life. And I can see him laughing down there. Michael has served as Minister for Environment and Planning, Minister for Employment, Industrial Relations and Training, Minister for Education and Training, and Leader of the Government in the Legislative Council, as well as serving on the Executive for over 10 years. He is the current member of Derwent in the Legislative Council, Minister for Economic Development and Minister for Racing, as well as Treasurer, a position he has held since 2006. I would now like to invite the Treasurer, the Honourable Michael Aird, to the podium to address us today on his 2010 budget. Thank you.
Thanks very much, Nick. It's always embarrassing when that year of 1979 comes out when I'm being introduced. It makes me understand how old I am, and everyone else, I presume. Thank you very much for that introduction, nonetheless. It is a great pleasure to be here. I should have discussed with Robert earlier on. Usually we announce some charity or some non-government organisation. We haven't had that discussion, Robert. Perhaps I'll leave it to you to announce who it is later on. But it's certainly gratifying that people come to this breakfast and support the TCCI and on the way through support a charity. The government recognises the link between its strong financial and economic management and business confidence. We understand that business needs to know that the government is spending money wisely. We also understand that business needs to know that the government is prepared to provide support when necessary and that it's committed to creating a competitive operating environment. Over the past decade, there have been great improvements in the government's financial position. There have also been great challenges. $1.6 billion in net debt had to be wiped off. Budget deficit had to be fixed. We had to deal with the global financial crisis, slashing $1 billion from our revenues. And we had to implement far-reaching budget management strategies.